9 o'clock is when they recommend you get out here with your soccer chairs lined up along this long parade route. It's pretty vacant with people set up so far, but trust me, they are coming and walking as fast as they can to get their seat to see all the military representation in southern Colorado. Given the change in weather patterns, lawn care experts say now is the time to get outside and make a difference while you can.
So all of our other screens are free.
Okay, and for all those blood screenings that do cost a little bit of money, very low cost, you would want to fast and skip that breakfast before you come on out here, but there's plenty of food afterwards.
Well, most importantly, you'll want to fast for the blood chemistry screening.
If this death is ruled a homicide, it would be the 18th in Colorado Springs this year. Or is it just a tall tale that grows with every year and every generation? Or does it really matter? This is, after all, what put Manitou Springs on the map. I just heard you talking about costumes. We are going to tell you why this is one haunted house you might not want to wear a costume to, coming up.
She put on a costume, not yet, huh, Jessica?
Not yet. I have to say the last time I wore a costume, I think it involved a poodle skirt, so it's been quite a while. Come 9 a.m. when this store and others open, they are expecting a large crowd, looking for everything from, dark angels, the tween costumes, the hot firefighter. Did you just hear me say that in the tween costumes? Flameless candles. In a tall pumpkin like this one, this works perfect. You would not believe how bright these are on our porch.
Every branch of the armed services are special.
And every branch, plus a full 100 entrants represented at this parade. Mike Battle, a Vietnam veteran draftee, scored a prime seat right next to the grandstands.
Well, the more support, the better it feels, because, people are out supporting the troops.
Now, Armistice Day became an official national holiday in 1938. The name was changed to Veterans Day in 1954 to honor all Americans who have answered our nation's call over the years.
Even those answering the call of crowd control have in their heart a connection.
It's an emotional day because of what's going on in the world today and of all of the bases that support Colorado Springs.
The Veterans Day Parade here in Colorado Springs is so large that it takes $35,000 in donations each year to put the event on.
You know what? You can't do enough to support the military.
It means a lot to the veterans to know that people appreciate what they've done for them.
These guys, veterans, active, they're all great. They've sacrificed a great amount for our country and for my ability to stand here and support them. So getting up early to come out here on a beautiful day in Colorado is no sacrifice whatsoever.
In downtown Colorado Springs, Jessica Roe, News First 5.
Colorado's kind of wacky.
It has been uncharacteristically warm.
We have been warmer than average.
If not for the dust-colored grass and the bare-boned trees, this might look like a Cheyenne Mountain snapshot of summer.
A La Nina is developing right off the coast of South America. That means the sea surface temperatures are colder than average. That has worldwide weather impact.
Impacting you so much that, yes, we'd bet you might just be watching this broadcast in shorts and a t-shirt.
We haven't set a lot of records. It's just one of those mild falls so far.
The calendar may read November, but with La Nina on the horizon.
A little warmer than average over the lower elevations, just about average precipitation. And here's the great news. The mountains usually get over 100% of their average annual precipitation. That's what I'd look for this year.
But until that H2O makes its way into your neighborhood, we're talking brown and lots of it. Whether it's your front yard sod, your backyard garden, or the trees and shrubs around the perimeters of your home, given the change in weather patterns, lawn care experts say now is the time to get outside and make a difference while you can.
So you play roulette. It's a Russian roulette with your lawn.
Choose not to water it and risk something called winter kill of your sod.
Once a week. Probably all it takes right now to get some water on the lawns.
And as for those things that grow up towards the sky,
for shrubs and trees, we would want to probably water about 45 minutes in the drip zone. Give it a nice big thorough drink.
Yes, something to add to the honey-do list now to make sure your foliage springs back in just a few months.
This looks like a fall and a winter when you're going to be watering some.
It's so much nicer to do it in shorts than it is in a big winter parka.
In Colorado Springs, Jessica Roe, News First 5.
Here come the legends of Vegas.
We're ready for a race. What happens in Manitou
From Vegas to Rostaland.
We have the Young Bloods.
And from a stray Willy Wonka munchkin and a cupcakery coffin to a real-life funeral parlor, businesses and groups from around the region paid their respects to the legendary Emma Crawford.
Emma's a person who died of tuberculosis.
I really have no idea.
It's happened before.
And wanted to climb Red Hill behind us, and she made it up 2 weeks before she died.
Who do you think Emma is? Who's Emma?
Lady in the coffin.
So what is the real story behind Emma Crawford and these coffin races, or is it just a tall tale that grows with every year and every generation? Or does it really matter? This is, after all, what put Manitou Springs on the map.
Come on! Come on!
A huge crowd gathered to honor the late Miss Crawford, paying their respects by designing the most creative coffin.
Here is the Pike.
And then, yes, racing that pine box up the hill. 16 years into the competition, most in the crowd would argue it's not about the competition itself, but instead about the best entourage. In Manitou Springs, Jessica Roe, News First 5. If this death is ruled a homicide, it would be the 18th in Colorado Springs this year. So far, however, they are not calling it a homicide, a murder, or anything otherwise. This all started at the Delmonico Place condominium complex on the northwest part of town. Midday today, they roped off the entire area with crime scene tape, but they allowed residents to stay on site, and they confirmed no one here is in any type of danger. Police arrived this morning just around 10 a.m., but that was the second call, with other residents complaining of loud music coming from a ground level unit. You see, last night, just 12 hours earlier, they had been here for the same type of complaint, but the condo manager said he would handle it at the time, and that was just fine with officers. Again, investigators say the complex is safe for those who live here. As you can see, people are coming and going. They have not determined whether this is a homicide investigation, and therefore they've not released any type of suspect information. Reporting live from Colorado Springs, Jessica Roe, News First 5. Believe it or not, 8:36, 8:37, it is actually slow right now. So, you're sitting around eating breakfast at the table, watching News First 5. Might be a good time to hustle the kids up, put them in their coats, put them in the car, and head on down here to Palmer Ridge High School. Again, that is exit 163 off I-25. It is a perfect time because things have slowed down. There is a lot of activity going on behind me, but these are folks who have already made it through the, sign in, start the process. But the line, there is no line. It is not in existence right now. This fair goes on until 12 noon, so you have plenty of time to get here. I'm just recommending that if you don't want to wait in line, this is the perfect time.
Hopefully she put on a costume. Not yet, huh, Jessica?
Not yet. I have to say the last time I wore a costume, I think it involved a poodle skirt, so it's been quite a while. But our little ghosts and goblins that we follow around, at least I do, and many parents watching today, are, have one thing in mind, and that is, that little Halloween bags like this pedal bag, not going to be filled up with flowers. That is for sure. It is going to be filled up with candy. And if you want to sort of selectively, secretly make some of it disappear, there are plenty of dentists in the Colorado Springs and Pueblo, Southern Colorado area who are offering buyback programs. There are a lot of applications available right now on iPhones as well as the Droid applications. This one is called Trick or Tracker. Found this one for my kids. Not quite old enough to have a cell phone, but we're going to try to check it out with a secondary cell phone and just kind of see how it works.
That is
basically
such a good idea.
The adult puts it on their phone. It's called Locate a Child, and then you also put it on the child's phone, tuck it in their little bag, and you can kind of stay more than 15 feet away from them. Is a free application. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to talk more about costume safety, and we'll take a tour in this Spirit Halloween store here at Stetson and North Powers. So
all right,
we'll
thanks,
see you
Jessica.
then.
Good morning, Jessica.
Oh, she put something on.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the most popular costume, but it's about as far as I'll go for right now. Something I was able to find on a rack and wrap around real quickly. We are on the costume aisle at the Spirit Halloween store at Stetson and North Powers, and they actually have a pretty good supply at this store and many others, even though Halloween's tomorrow. Today is Saturday. Come 9 a.m. when this store and others open, they are expecting a large crowd looking for everything from, dark angels, the tween costumes, the hot firefighter. Did you just hear me say that in the tween costumes? Good morning. Hey, I've got the veil going on.
Looking good.
Yep.
You
To
look great.
cover up the little black circles around my eyes, I was up a little late with some Halloween creations. We're going to reveal these, not the winners of the contest, but that's coming up next on News First 5. I stayed up a little late carving a News First 5 pumpkin. I don't know, the part of the 5 has to be stuck in there with a toothpick. We had to rig it up this morning, as well as a NBC peacock. And I'm going to show you here some of the things you can use, including just little tea lights. They look very dim right now in this brightly lit store, but little tea lights work really well inside of these, and they will be safe for kids who have long costumes that are drifting across your porch. We also have strobe lights, that sort of thing. These are made especially for pumpkins. Lastly, you might even have these right in your living room, these things called flameless candles. In a tall pumpkin like this one, this works perfect. You would not believe how bright these are on our porch, even though they do not look very lit up right now. No overhead. This is just paper. So far in southern Colorado, residents here who have visited these stores have raised about $20,000 for the Memorial Hospital at Colorado Springs for Children.
News First 5's Jessica Roe is live at the Western Museum of Mining and Industry in Colorado Springs, where organizers claim to have the best haunted house around. What do you think, Jessica?
I am pretty impressed. They have pulled out the stops, turned on some effects here behind me for this live shot this morning. It is getting a little spooky, and it doesn't even really kick off until the dusk settles in later on this evening. So, about 10 hours from now, we are going to see about 400 people pull into the apple orchards, park their cars, get out, pay their $15 to get in, or $20 if you want VIP move to the front of the line privileges. They recommend that folks who come here to this haunted house be at least 13 years or older, because it is scary. Behind me, you will go through, some literally some shafts and be moved around in things. This is not my word, this is their word, the elevator. So quite scary. There are things to do at the actual museum for littler kids during the day, but this opens Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. nightly. However, the week of the 22nd, it is open every night, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Again, admission is $15 for the average individual adult, $20 for VIP. You can find more information at WMMI.org. Again, WMMI.org. However, later today, we will have details on newsfirst5.com and a full story with some spooky pictures from inside the house itself. So please consider bringing your folks out here, as long as you are not claustrophobic. You would not want to be here if you have any claustrophobia issues.
No, it looks creepy. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.